Okay, surface area and volumes of spheres. Okay, so one of the first things we want to do here is, again, identify our formulas. So I'm going to write these off to the side. Surface area is 4 pi r squared. R still stands for radius, okay? Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so that means you need to raise it to the third power, so make sure you pay attention to that. The other thing you're going to see as we go through this lesson is directions. Make sure you read directions on the type of answer that it wants, okay? All right, so the first ones here say find the surface area of each figure. I'll slide these over the side, okay? Find the surface area of each figure. Leave your answers in terms of pi for answers that contain pi. In other words, it wants an exact answer. So we've done these before. So right here, this is our radius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the surface area formula, which is 4 pi r, which is 5.6 squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave pi in the answer, and that's the reason it doesn't say exact here, because we do have a decimal involved here. But all I'm going to do is on the calculator, I'm just going to type in the 4 and the 5.6 squared. And that gives me 125.44 pi, and then I put my units, meters squared, because it's area. Okay. The next one, this is not radius, that's diameter. Okay. Now we've done enough of these now, we should remember the radius is going to be half of that, so the radius would be 9 meters. So now I go back to my formula, so I do 4 pi 9 squared. So again, I'm just doing the 4 and the 9 squared on the calculator, so that gives me 324 pi meters squared. Oops, yeah, meters. Had to check my units there. Okay. Now, what happens in this one? This time it wants us to round. Okay, so the difference is here, now we're just going to type it all in on the calculator. So again, we got to identify our parts. So again, this is not radius, sorry. That is diameter. So radius would be half that, which would be 4.5. Or do 9 divided by 2 on your calculator. So then surface area is 4 pi r, which is 4.5 squared. Now the difference is this time I'm typing this whole thing in on the calculator, not just the number part. So 4 pi parentheses 4.5 squared. I get, it says to the nearest tenth, so that'd be 254.5 kilometers squared. All right. This one, it does give me radius. That is the radius 9. So I just plug that straight into the formula. 4 pi r squared. So again, I type all that in on the calculator. 4 pi 9 squared. And I get 1017.9. And then that's inches squared. Okay. All right, these next ones are volume. Now, what is volume? We know what area is. Area is going around a shape, but volume is how much a shape holds. It's how much will go into it. So volume, I always think about this. It's like a cup. It's how much water can you pour in it, or something of that nature. So in this case, it's a ball. How much water can you put inside of the ball? So again, read the directions. It wants our answer in terms of pi, so we're going to leave pi in the answer. Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, this is r. So all I'm going to do is plug that straight into the formula. So I got 4/3 pi 10 to the third power. And again, since I'm leaving pi in the answer, all I'm going to type in on the calculator are the number parts. So if I do that, I got 4/3 times 10 raised to the third power. So make sure you do the third power here. If I do that, it's going to give me a decimal. I'm going to change that to a fraction, okay? So I'm going to do math frac, and if I do that, I get, well, actually a mixed number is what I'm going to use. 1,333 1/3 times pi, okay? And then my units are miles squared. Okay, so kind of tricky there a little bit just because of the sheer size of the numbers. But okay, this next one, this is diameter. So our radius would be 2. So we go back to the formula, 4/3 pi 2 to the third. Again, I'm just going to do the number part in the calculator. I'm going to leave pi in the answer. So it comes out to 32/3 pi. Okay, or if you want to do it like a mixed number, like we did in the previous problem, make sure you go set your calculator on mixed number, and it gives you 10 2/3 pi. Okay, so this will be something I guess you're just going to have to read directions and see. Now for me, here it doesn't matter. You can do an improper fraction or a mixed number. Either one's fine. And then our units here were yards squared. Okay. The next one's just like previously. The only difference is here we're going to actually type it all in on the calculator. Okay, again, pay attention. This is diameter, so radius would be half that too. So I just go 4/3 pi 2 cubed. So now I type all that in on the calculator, and I get 33 nearest 10th 0.5. That's centimeters squared. Okay. The next one, that is the radius. So it's 4/3 pi 2.4 cubed. It's a bad 3. There we go. So again, type all that in. So and I get 57.9 miles squared. I just made a mistake. I need to go back. So pay attention to this. Those should not be squared. Those should be cubed because I've cubed all my answers or my radii. So going back up to these previous problems. Sorry about that. I'm glad I just caught that. Those should be cubed as well, not squared on your units. So make sure you pay attention. Volume is cubed. Sorry. Hopefully you kept watching and you've made that correction now.